Welcome to Exploring the Multiverse. I'm Rob,
And I'm Nick.
and let's talk comics. What's going on, brother?
Chilling.
Ready to start this podcast?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're going to get going with it.
Yeah.
Talk comics.
Tell different stories and characters and character development and
What ifs.
what if stories. Yeah.
Just go on our own little journey of what we think and
Yeah, and learning about comics and characters and from different publications, Marvel, DC, some independent guys, you know.
different timelines,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So it'll be a journey for everyone to come
Along.
along with.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just going to break everything down. From comics, from the start of comics to all the way into the movies and what they did and keep it separate though and still judge a little bit on if they change too much or don't change certain things,
Yeah.
but understand that they're two different things.
Right. And the movies are telling their own stories with, characters that you're familiar with that are similar to guys from the comics, but it's not the same character that you read about in the comics is going to be the same ones that are in the movie.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. So just take that in heed and run with it.
yeah.
Don't get caught up on it having to be exactly the same.
Yeah, I think people get upset about that, but we already got that story in the comics, so it's cool to see a different iteration,
Yeah.
on a different take on how events might have happened,
Yeah, that's true.
somewhere else in a different, you know, vast multiverse that is,
Yeah, that's out there.
all comics and stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
So if you were to pick one, I mean, I know that's a hard question, but one character that was your favorite, who would it be?
Man, I have three.
You just off the bat, three. Like you knew I was gonna ask you
uh,
that.
anytime someone asks me who my favorite character is, I give them these three: Storm, Hulk, and Wolverine. Those
Okay.
are my three uh, favorite characters, and they're all vastly different from each other. So, but I really like their stories, their character development. And I just and really those are the three
The ones that are
characters that
drawn to.
I gravitated towards the most. So
Now, if you were to pick, are you a Marvel or a DC guy or anything like that?
I would definitely say I'm more Marvel than I am DC.
Okay.
When I was younger, I was only Marvel, and I didn't really care much for DC. But that was because I didn't give it a chance. Um, I was introduced to Marvel, so
That's what you knew.
that's yeah. So once I gave DC a chance, um, I started learning that they too have some pretty interesting
Did some characters.
characters and storylines and stuff like that. So yeah, but I still definitely think that I'm more of a Marvel guy than I am anything else.
I'm not sure I have a a, a side that I choose. Like you said, I like some on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I look at the comics that way wise, like how many comics I get from Marvel or how many comics I get from DC, there's more comics that come from Marvel right now
Nice.
that come from DC, but uh, there's ones that I want to get.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't yet.
So who would your favorite character be? It's
I
very
like
narrow, isn't it?
I like the Flash. I do like the Flash. I mean, I like Barry Allen, the Barry Allen Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just like that whole story, and it can go in so many different directions because he can run into the
Speed Force.
and just go back in time or go forward or whatever he wants to do basically.
Right.
Even though he does mess things up. Yeah, I like him. Um, I like Hulk. I like the X-Men. Um,
Yeah, X-Men is my favorite team. Um,
Out of it, if you pick
yeah,
okay,
if I was going teams,
yeah,
yeah, I definitely like the X-Men in the mutant
Over the
system.
Avengers.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
That's why the Marvel movies has a lot of pressure, in my opinion, for how they're gonna, you know, roll the X-Men into the MCU and stuff. And I hope that they get similar treatment that the Avengers did,
Yeah,
because they really did a great job with the Avengers. I never liked the Avengers more, because of how well they told their stories. And they weren't just a team, they were independent people as well
yeah,
that came together to form the team.
yeah.
And then you learned the struggles that was all these different personalities and different ideas coming together to form that team.
Seeing that it wasn't that easy.
Right. So I really hope that they not do the same exact thing, because there's way more X-Men um, than there are Avengers. Um,
Yeah,
because there's just so many mutants, and the rosters is ever growing. And at one point they switched it to blue team and gold team, and because there's just so many of them. Um, but maybe some key characters out of the team they pick and choose to focus in on, to make you understand the struggle that mutants go through, you know, why some join the X-Men, why others don't,
yeah.
stuff like that. Like they tell the story, not just, oh, well, there's some guys over here and they're doing some things and looks cool, but there's no sustenance to it. You know what I mean?
So if you just took, I don't know, if you took five X-Men and five Avengers, who would win?
Oh, X-Men.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's way more powerful mutants out there than there are non-mutants, dude. Yeah. Especially depending upon the roster that you would choose, because there's some X-Men that, can uh mess with reality in a localized place, so they can change
Ben.
the room and
Yeah.
make the whole area up to, like, say, a 5 mile radius. They can do whatever they please with that. So if any of the Avengers are coming in that 5 mile radius to get to him,
They're all flipped upside down.
yeah, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. And the heavy hitters, Thor and Hulk, would definitely have to be on the team. Probably Scarlet Witch would have to be on the team.
So X-Men against Fantastic Four.
Again, probably the X-Men, but with Reed's intelligence. And Sue Storm isn't anything to sneeze at
Yeah.
either. Her, force fields can stop celestial blasts.
The thing's strong too.
He is, but Colossus is strong too.
Yeah.
So again, depending upon what roster, you know,
All right. X-Men against Justice League. Just throwing things at you.
I mean, again, depending upon the roster,
I
could
mean, if Superman's there,
if you have
that
a reality warper or a matter manipulator, or someone that has more than just
yeah,
strength,
yeah.
then that's where the X-Men differ from, teams like that, because they have a vast array of different powers. I mean, like, even Cyclops' optic blast, they're not like heat vision like Superman's. They're actual energy blasts that more like punch you than set you on fire because they're hot.
Okay.
They're more of a physical blast, and he regulates with his visor how much energy he lets out. He can let out just a little tiny, and
Knock you just on the ground or
or
put it in, hit you hard.
yeah, hit you to dust. He
Yeah.
can do pretty crazy stuff with his optic beams, and he's skilled hand to hand fighter. So I mean, you got Jean Grey, that if she's with the Phoenix Force, I mean, that's just cheating. At that point, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
All right.
So uh, even Jean without is no slouch. So
And we'll have to get into a bunch of that stuff and look in the backstories of them, and then just sometimes make up stuff, and we'll give each side points, and we'll have battles or something like that to see who wins.
Yeah.
Because I want
And
to
I'm not just
challenge
saying
your
X-Men
X Men
because
now.
they're my favorite team, dude, because I'd be, you know,
No,
they
no.
they
If
don't
they're
they
yeah,
don't
I want
always
you to
win, and there's storylines where they get destroyed and there is no X-Men, and
yeah. If
so
there's and it's a one-on-one battle,
so
sometimes you lose, but
yeah, so
yeah. All right. Um, as far as independent, do you think independent comics have a chance against? I mean, I know they do. They're out there, but
yeah,
is it hard
yeah, I would say it's harder for them
to get
to
into the
get.
game? I mean,
Yeah.
just going to
Just like
Comic
anything
Con,
that's
yeah,
that's somewhere that's established, especially when you have two of the biggest one. Everyone knows Marvel and DC.
yeah. So
You
they kind
know,
of go to
there's
those
some
characters.
iconic uh
Thing, Captain
teams, and yeah,
America,
like
and
even if you don't read comics, you know who Superman is. You
yeah,
probably know who uh Batman is,
Batman
or
is,
Captain
or
America, or
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Thor,
You know,
the Hulk,
those yeah, those
yeah.
those kind of, big names you know.
You've
So,
heard them before, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Even if you
So
don't listen
it's
to
it's
comics.
it's hard, I would assume, to get into that, but Spawn at one point was independent comic, and now they have a whole thing.
The
So
whole thing, yeah. And all the people, I mean, at Comic Con, so many of those people are independent comics. They
hmm
have to be, right?
yeah, yeah, and then you have the artists and stuff like that. That I believe they're all independent contractors,
Yeah, right.
but that I don't know enough about.
Yeah. Well, I want to look into that more because I know we have some stuff that we've started, some characters and some stuff that we would like to get into more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's a journey. I know at Comic Con there was a couple panels, but I don't know if you had to reserve it or not, but it was hard to get into it. I know that, but there
Yeah,
was some stuff about that. So, but learning more as we keep writing and doing stuff like that,
yeah.
we'll find out. Yeah. So, um, you grew up reading comics?
Yeah, because of my dad. He uh, read comics, and then we started getting into comics, and talking about stuff. It was always something that we could talk about. Um, Not that we couldn't talk about other stuff, but comics was something that we always.
Connected on,
Yeah. Um,
and he's an X Men guy.
he's a just a comic book guy. He just enjoys all around comics and
The
everything.
stories and
Yeah.
everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was, read both Marvel and DC. Um, and he would always tell me, "Oh, you should check out DC stuff," and I never would,
All right. So it wasn't him that kept you away from the
Yeah,
DC. It
no,
was
it's
just your
just
own.
because I started with Marvel. I started with the X-Men,
All right.
and yeah. Um, so uh, I started collecting. My dad collected the comics and everything, and I would read his comics and stuff. And then I collected the comic cards, um, which I thought was really cool because back then you could collect the cards, and then they all, different sets formed different bigger pictures using
Okay.
the
If you
cards and
put them all
stuff like that.
together,
Yeah,
yeah.
it had like their stats on the back, and a little bit about the character or whatnot. But I always thought it was cool because they were smaller than comics,
Okay.
so I could always see my favorite characters and how cool they looked in the
In the little
cards, and
thing, yeah,
I
yeah.
had all the sets and everything, so it was cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed collecting that
Collecting them,
stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was different back then because you actually had to go to different stores and
Buy packs
find
and stuff,
things. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember I was uh looking for, I don't remember what set it was, but I was looking for a set of comic cards, and I was, like you said, buying the packs of the things, but I kept getting a lot of duplicates and
Mhm.
everything. Um, and then I went into this store, that just so happened to have like a little shelf that was maybe like the width of the table and maybe just as tall, like something like this. And it had maybe like 10 cards in there and the entire set of what I was looking for.
Oh man.
And I remember saying to my mom that I wanted it and that, I would work it off, I would whatever, and then when you're a kid,
Yeah, I take the garbage
and
out.
so she was like, "No," and I remember being so upset, and then that year at Christmas, I opened up my gift, and it was that set. She went back
And got
and
it.
she got the entire set.
That's
It
awesome.
was dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, um, that was my thing. I read the comics with my dad and collected the cards for myself. My dad really didn't do the cards too much.
Okay, just the comics.
But the comics, yeah, he's got like all of them. So uh, I did the other route. I went and did the cards and
And got the
stuff. So
cards. Well,
yeah,
they definitely blew up too.
yeah. I mean, they had holograms and 3D, like I don't even know, like foil,
Yeah.
the shiny
Yep.
stuff.
And then the
Uh,
pandemic happened and it brought all the cards back because I feel like baseball cards, the sales of that went skyrocketed again
I mean,
at that
people had
time.
nothing to do,
Yeah.
so they were trying to they probably picked up old hobbies and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's cool.
and it's cool like collecting the cards and stuff because you have to find the entire set. And when you're opening up packs, you get a lot of duplicates and stuff, and then you're looking for that
For
one
that one
card.
card, yeah. And when you
So
get it, you're like,
yeah,
oh.
because now you got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was always really cool. I
There was a
enjoyed that.
there was a baseball card store in town when I was a kid that I would go there and open packs there, and
Nice.
I would always get good cards there. And those a lot of those cards aren't worth that much money anymore, but at the time they were worth money. And the owner was like, "This guy always opening packs in the store, getting good cards." I was
that
buying the packs though,
that
so
was your routine, man.
yeah,
That was your thing.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
it's awesome.
It was great. But yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be a fun podcast. We're
Yeah,
just gonna go through comics. Uh, we're gonna have shorts that we're gonna do on stories,
yeah.
different comics.
We'll have
Sometimes,
longer videos,
yep,
shorter videos,
just break down an
bigger.
individual comic.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
bigger stories. We'll have bigger, more in depth videos and stuff like that. And we're gonna tell uh some good stories. There's a lot of good stories from DC and Marvel and
yep.
other
We'll find some independent ones, some
yeah.
good ones. I want to find that guy from. I know I have a comic over there in one of the boxes from the guy at Comic Con that we met
Mm,
those few years. So we could look into his comic books
yeah.
too. Um, and then a couple guys that we met this year too.
Mhm.
We can get into,
Yeah.
but yeah, just going through everything, talking about it, and then sometimes put our own twist onto it, what we wanted, wish could have happened, like you said before.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just what ifs in our own minds.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I mean that's one of the fun things about talking comics cuz yeah, okay, you have the information that you get from the story and I mean the only thing that it takes for a character to be able to do one thing and not be able to do something else or vice versa is the writer writes that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if you were telling a story about something or you were talking about a different character that, you know, is only able to localize matter manipulation in this area, but then all of a sudden we'd be like, well, what if he could do more than that?
yeah,
You know what I mean? How would he be able to rival this person or that person
yeah.
or,
Imagination
you
can
know,
only go so far as
yeah.
the person wants to take it,
But
right?
that's how you talk and you have fun. That's what makes it so much fun.
That's what comics are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Storytelling and
you know,
then, you know,
bending the limits sometimes, a
yeah.
little too much if you need to.
Yeah. So It's cool. It's all in fun.
Yeah, it's all in
And
fun.
and
That's
and everything, there's some really cool stories. There's some really uh, dark stories that are really good.
yeah.
And there's some crazy stories where you're just like, what just happened?
Why
But
did you do
it's
that?
it's a fun ride,
Yeah, it's fun to get into it, and it's
and a lot of ups and downs, like a roller coaster, man.
yeah,
So
yeah. We have the DC and Marvel apps for
hmm
the comics, so getting into that again, and then being able to scroll through in the way they have it set up, so it zooms into each part of the
panel,
picture, yeah,
yeah,
the panel, and then you just go through, and all of a sudden you're done. I
yeah,
mean, it's some of them are 50 pages, some of them are 30 pages,
yeah.
but it
Just
goes pretty
digital
quick.
copies
Yeah,
of the
just
comic, yeah.
digital copies, but it goes pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's fun, and yeah, just messing around, and it's all for fun. Just like I always like to mess with you about the Green Arrow and Hawkeye, and how the Green Arrow would definitely win, even though you think Hawkeye would win.
I mean,
Bow strength, whatever you want to say,
yeah,
it's all right.
it's
But
okay.
that's something we'll get into at one time, and we're gonna do that with characters where we just pick a side, even if it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And even if you're wrong, it's
yeah.
okay.
I mean, we
It's
don't
okay to
really
be.
have stats to prove. That's where the problem. That's what we say. It's just for fun. We don't have stats to prove who would win, but
Yeah.
we'll break it down.
I mean,
Like,
sometimes the number factors
well,
just
your bow strength is good. Is that's the what you're gonna come up is bow strength. It
bow
is.
strength. He's a faster shooter, blindfolded, wearing heavier armor. I mean, that's a big. But anyway,
He's Green Arrow got a hood.
that's not what we're talking about right
Nah,
now.
yeah, that's great.
But we'll be going off on tangents like that
Yeah,
sometimes. But again,
that's just for
we
fun.
just want to have a
Yeah,
good time, and
yeah,
we hope that you guys have a good time with
yeah,
us.
and
And
everybody do that too. I don't know if
so
that light's on.
but
Yeah,
anyway, we just we want to thank you all for coming,
yeah.
and
Join the ride and
we hope to see you soon.
definitely talk comics with us.
Let's talk comics, baby.
All right.